Aloha everyone! Happy full moon in Pisces. I hope you're having a beautiful evening. I'm here in Hawaii. The moon is going to be rising probably in about 2 hours where I'm at, because I'm on the western side of the island and we have the big mountains in between, so you can't see the horizon unless you're in Hilo. You can't see the eastern horizon unless you're in Hilo, and then you can see the moon rise over the ocean. But we see it rise over the mountains. So, and a lot of times there's clouds around the mountains, so you usually see it about 2.5 hours after it's actually risen. And that's like the horizon is the mountains, or are the mountains. So I'll be looking forward to that. It is pretty much the full moon time right now while I'm recording this, so I'm excited to be doing this while the moon is apexing. So, moon in Pisces. I think I talked about this earlier. This week, the moon in Pisces is a time of super dreamy energy, emotional, sensitive, intuitive, super psychic. Those are like a lot of the good aspects of Pisces. Super go with the flow, whatever works to make everything happy for everyone and for themselves. And some of the negative aspects of Pisces would be illusion, not seeing things clearly, getting lost in the emotions, can't find your way out of your emotions, just getting kind of clobbered by them and feeling lost. So, there's two sides to each sign, or in each aspect of life, right? Each characteristic has two sides that you can take that characteristic to, the balance between light and dark, the balance between masculine and feminine, and there's always the kind of that in-between point where you have the integration. So, the sun being in Virgo and the moon being in Pisces creates that opposing forces of the sun and the moon. We get that full moon. And so Virgo being an earthy sign by nature, very analytical, also paying close attention to the body is super important with Virgo. And then the opposite of the body, in this case, would be the emotions, the feelings, the inside centers of the heart, and those feeling aspects. So you have those two, and then the goal is to unite them, kind of like that figure eight, bring around the balance at that balance point, because you need a little bit of both, So the full moon, this full moon, it'd be good to have like that heart healing. And I did a reading, as I usually always do, and it talks a lot about bringing your heart's dreams, your passions, your desires into the physical world as a job or a career, a foundation that you can create those passions and dreams and visions in your life tangibly, and finding ways to do that harmoniously so that there's more satisfaction in your life. Not that there isn't value in what you're doing now, but I believe that unless you're already doing what your most highest excitement, passion thing is, there's always room to bring more of that in your life. So I have a little phrase I'd like to read to you from one of my favorite little books, A Guide for the Advanced Soul. I got this many years ago when I was a teenager, and I always kept it. It's been through floods and fires and all types of stuff that I've gone through in my life. So, and lots of travels and moves across the ocean. But this one that I'm going to read tonight is, you can go and close your eyes. The most powerful thing you can do to change the world is to change your own beliefs about the nature of life, people, reality, to something more positive, and begin to act accordingly. Okay? And I just kind of asked for some guidance, some higher guidance, and that's what I opened up to. And I think that that's a great thing to do in general when you're looking at life. If you can't, and if you can't find something positive, stay neutral instead of going to the negative. You know, stay in that neutral space. Like, I don't know how this is positive, but I'm going to leave a space or an opening for some silver lining somewhere, even though I can't see that at this time, you know? So, I mean, we get things all the time that we could let ourselves get down about or think pessimistically about, but if we can learn how to keep them neutral or learn to build bridges from them. Like I was interviewing for a job, and then I just got the notice that they didn't choose me for it. So first I was like, oh, a little down, but then I was reading what they wrote to me, and they're like, wow, we had such a great interview with you, and we loved hearing about your passions and your dreams and travel, you know, and what was it, about meditations and travel and bringing that into nature and sharing that with other people. And I was like, oh yeah, you know, that's really nice of them. And I kind of like made me look at it a little bit different, you know, like, okay, well, this job, it didn't really feel like the exact right fit for me anyways. So it was a great experience, and I had a wonderful interview. Years ago, I did HR, so I've been in the place of doing interviews, and I know some of the questions that people ask, so I try to think about those ahead of time. But there were a couple that kind of, like, I had one that kind of stumped me. I was like, oh, okay, I have to think about that. It asked me, like, what I don't like in a job, and I was like, So I had to think about that a little while. Anyways, I'm getting off track. That was an example of something that I kind of got down about at first, and then I was able to shift it. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's fine. And I was like, it's not bad. Okay, anyhow, I hope that you find your bridges to turn negatives into positives, or at least into neutrals. And sometimes writing these things out helps. And it helps you get it, like, kind of out and release it. And also a full moon is a good time to just kind of let go of things and release. Because now the moon has built to her climax, and she's releasing that glowing light and letting it all flow out. And then the next phase comes as the waning moon, which is the diminishing of light. So you're letting things go and cutting them away, and letting them go and flow away with the natural cycles of the moon. One way you can, if you feel the call to do that. Okay, so the cards that I'm pulling from today is the Good Tarot. So funny, I got this deck from my mom for Christmas or New Year's, Christmas or her birthday. Her New Year's, it's her birthday. And every time I go to LA, I look at it and I'm like, oh, have you looked at this deck? It's so cool. And I end up pulling cards from it. And this last time I was there, wow, the lighting in here, I look really red. The last time I was there, I had it with my stuff, and I left it there, and then I asked her to send some of my stuff over, and she actually sent this deck over with all my stuff. And I was like, wow, as long as I have it, I'm going to do as many readings as I can with it. So I'm using the Good Tarot, which I really love, and there's the moon on the front, and I feel like it's the perfect Piscean deck. I mean, all the pictures are amazing and super dreamy and fantasy-like. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Now, the cards are 2 of Earth, 4 of Earth, Queen of Earth, and 7 of Fire. This is where you get that passion and living your dreams no matter what anybody else says to you. They can't detour you from living your dreams and acting in the highest integrity of your life, for the fulfillment and success of life. Okay? I believe this is the victory card in regular tarot. It's victory or valor, one of the two. Okay? And then, of course, the other card that I just talked about, Two of Earth, Queen of Earth, Four of Earth, super foundational. The first one that came out was the Two of Earth. Two of Earth in the regular tarot is harmonious change. And again, this is perfect for the full moon, right? You have the two sides, the Virgo, the Pisces. And I was telling you, the link between the two, the figure eight, this is in a lot of decks, the figure eight, and bringing harmonious change to your life, incorporating the extremes, incorporating spirit and physical life, incorporating work and play, incorporating home and career, okay? Incorporating spirituality and your physical body and base needs, all right? So focusing on the two and maybe even writing them out and seeing what you can bring into your life by writing it out and what your needs are and then what your dreams are and how you can bring those shifts and changes into your life that way. Sometimes all you need to do is start to write things out and things start happening in your life. It's crazy how many times I've written out my intentions or written out where I want to be in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, and like it came to pass. I remember years ago, I used to go to this full moon like meditation class every week or every month, and I'd write my stuff out, and every month it happened. It happened, like not even like any month it was skipped. I remember like I would write it out. I want to go to Sedona for my birthday, and then I'd make all the plans. I know that seems simple to you, but at that time all these things had to come into place in order for me to go. I had to have enough money, I had to have the time off of work, I had to have a place to stay, and like all those things weren't lined up, and then they all came into being. I wanted an Apple computer. That's one of those 32-inch computers, and one month I wrote it all out, and I ended up getting the funds for it, and I got that Apple computer. I'm recording on it right now. I mean, it's pretty old now, but it was what I wanted at the time, and it's a beautiful computer. It totally needs to be updated. If I knew somebody that could update the software, it won't take any updates because I didn't use it for three years, so I need like some kind of special, like, I guess, program to, you know, reprogram it, but it still works for a lot of things, and it's beautiful. And I loved it, and I got the computer when I did those intention settings, and I just can't tell you how many times those things happen just from me writing out and visualizing and holding that space and actually doing it with other people. They say where two or more are gathered. It's so true. Where two or more are gathered, you gain power, momentum, protection, emphasis, tangibility. So if you're able to hold space with somebody you feel safe and connected with, you guys can hold space for your visions for each other and assist you on your pathway in the new moon. That's a great time to do that. This is a full moon, so it's different. Full moon is, you know, where we've already put momentum out in the universe and now we're releasing it. Okay, Four of Earth. Four of Earth is foundation. So if you can imagine like four pillars in the square. Square is a very stable, stable shape, and four corners. Square becomes a cube as it takes on dimension, right? A cube is very foundational. So here it's talking about creating that stability, bringing the two polar opposites in your life into a stable form. So the two become the four. And the Queen of Earth is bringing it about gracefully, beautifully, stably, respecting life, respecting others, living in integrity. I'll read the Queen of Earth to you guys. So I really liked it. Queen of Earth. Practical and grounded, trustworthy, earthy, resourceful, a gardener who tends to what has been planted. And the affirmations are, I am committed, down to earth, and clear about my goals. I am honest as I work with others to keep it real and be true to what we are doing and the challenges before us. I use all my resources wisely, whether they are finances, opportunity, or people willing to help me with my endeavors. So that's a great reminder as we go through life and as we are putting our dreams into manifestation. Those resources that come to us, being grateful for them and thank them, and not take them for granted, right? All right. And then I told you about the Seven of Fire. The Seven of Fire. Personal best, going the distance, perseverance, nonconformity. I am unstoppable. My passion pushes obstacles aside as I engage in sustained effort. I know how to bend, but I don't compromise on what's most important to me. If others aren't happy with the course I'm on, I don't have to let their concerns affect me. I release the temptation to resist challenges, and I trust that I can make things happen as I live life in my own perfect way. Inspired solutions present themselves. And this is interesting because once we've established our foundation with all these earth energies that are flowing in through the cards, that are reflecting in the cards and in the sign of Virgo, we move into Libra. And Libra, yes, she's ruled by Venus, but she is a masculine sign. It's funny, she's ruled by Venus, but she's masculine. And she's day house Venus, but her full moon will be Aries. And Aries is one of the most passionate, fiery, go-getters, starters of the zodiac. And that's I could totally see this being an Aries card right here. So get your foundation clear and stable before we move into a more active element where we're going to be talking to people, taking action in the world, making all types of maybe connections. And I wanted to use marketing, but that's not the right term. I forgot what the term is right now. But just connecting with society and others, because that's a lot of what Libra does. They're very communicative when they want to be and active about it. So, Four of Earth. Do I want to say anything more about that? Four of Earth. What I have built rests on a solid foundation, so there is no need to fear. While it is true that nothing is permanent in the material world, I find security in the existence of a divine plan. Spirit is always there to remind me that I am exactly where I'm meant to be for my highest good and the highest good of all, and that I always have abundance available to me if I just look around. I know for certain that divine order manifests in all aspects of my life. So, Four of Earth, ownership, the beauty of divine order, trusting in a solid foundation. So finding your solid foundation, finding your security, finding your vision and dream and what's important to you and bringing it about. So I encourage you to light a candle. There's a cute little white candle right here. So if you have a candle that you could light, or your favorite candle, maybe you have an incense or an oil or a scent, and just take some time tonight, some quiet time, maybe some pretty music. I have some bells in the background going on, I'm sure you can hear. And take some time and write out what you're grateful for, and write out what you feel you accomplished, and then write out some of your heart's feelings and wishes about your life and your future. Okay, we're not setting intentions right now, but we are allowing things to come to the surface and come to the light. Okay, and remember, coming from a feeling center, from a heart center. This is Pisces, so it is a lot about the emotions. and allowing those emotions to surface and not being suppressed or held back. And if you need to cry, just let it out. That's part of it too. Those tears allow for a transmutation of your emotional energy and a release, so that you don't hold on to things that you don't need to hold on to anymore. Okay? All right. So on that note, I'm wishing you a beautiful night, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next week. We'll be going into the waning part of the moon and thinking about what we want to release. Okay? And I'll do a reading then. And again, if you have watched this video all the way through, thank you. I know it's kind of long, but I do enjoy it. And I hope you do too. If you'd like any private readings, I do those. You can always private message me and we could book a session. Also, for those of you in the Kona area of the Big Island, I'm thinking of doing some classes. And when I was in LA, I used to do classes every couple weeks on different subjects. So classes on tarot cards, classes on angels, classes on crystals, just being out in nature, and readings. And then also, I used to do a lot of vision board classes, which I really enjoyed, and everybody did. So if you're interested in something like that, you can always private message me at contact@starilluminations.org, or private message me on my Star Illuminations page. All right, wishing you a wonderful, beautiful night and day, next day, tomorrow, the full moon. Take that full moon energy and let it shine in a beautiful way in your life. And don't get caught up on the dark side of the moon. Okay, love you. Look for that silver lining everywhere.